Hi, welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. And the Jamie Vardy thing looks like it's going to be long. In typical Arsenal fashion, a deal that actually we was enthusiastic about. We thought, yeah, this is brilliant. Arsenal have been very aggressive, put in this bid. It's all looking to move really quickly. Now it looks like Jamie Vardy may be having second thoughts. We were told that he was going to give a decision to Arsenal and Arsene Wenger by Monday, but yesterday you all saw the pictures. He was boarded the flight to France with the England team, all smiles, but he said nothing about his future. And that raises a lot of questions about the whole thing. Will Vardy sign for Arsenal or will he not? Will he make a decision before the Euros start or will he not? Roy Hodgson, we've been told, is not keen on deals being done whilst the Euros are on. He wants his players to concentrate on the Euros. How would the medical be done? Would it be that Vardy would have to come back if he was going to sign? Or would the medical be able to be done over there in France? Listen, we don't know, but certainly from the Arsenal point of view, it's worrying that he hasn't yet said what he's going to do. It's a big decision for him, let's face it. It's a massive decision for him. He was the number one guy at Leicester last season, led them to the title, and now he's going to have to make a massive decision to leave them, be very unpopular with the Leicester fans, by the way, leave them to go and join Arsenal. Does he do it? To further his career, his England career? It makes sense, more money. Or does he stay with Leicester and tries to show them a bit of loyalty because they kind of got him to where he was? It's going to be a massive decision for Vardy. And some of his players have been sort of weighing in on the whole thing. Andy King, who's one of his teammates, came out and said that they're trying everything they can do to try and persuade Vardy to stay at Leicester. One of his other teammates, Shinji Okazaki, he said over there in Japan, he said, Arsenal have not won the league for a long time, and maybe it's a dream that Vardy has. He's won the league with Leicester, and if he led Arsenal to the title rather than try to help Leicester defend it, then his stock may rise even further. So lots of them wading in on what they think he should do. Is certainly a massive decision for Jamie Vardy. I don't envy him, to be honest. But what happens if Arsenal don't get it over the line? Because there's a possibility. Arsenal, it all seems in Arsenal's favour. Arsenal offering way more money than what Leicester can offer. We've been told Arsenal offering up to £120,000 a week. Leicester can go as high as about 100 max. He'll be playing with some star players. He'll be in the Champions League. Leicester can give him Champions League. It's a hard decision for Vardy. And maybe when you really think about it in the cold light of day, you can understand why he's having second thoughts on it and he's thinking about it. Whether he's going to end up at Arsenal or not now is in doubt. We really don't know what's going to happen, because unless you're inside Vardy's head or, inside his family, who knows what he's going to do. Certainly, I'm hoping that he's going to make up his mind very quickly. You don't really want this dragging on right throughout the Euros. And you think to yourself as well, despite what I've read today, Roy Hodgson not wanting any distractions and wanting the player to get on and concentrate with the Euros and then deciding after maybe, wow, that is a distraction. If you're a player and you're sitting there and you're thinking there every day, well, what shall I do? What shall I do? The speculation's going to be ongoing right throughout the tournament. If he scores a goal, everybody's going to be talking about Arsenal, or he'll probably get linked with other teams. I don't know what's going to happen with this one. I really don't know. I thought it was done and dusted, but now I really don't know. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. What if he doesn't sign? What do Arsenal do then? We definitely need a striker. Do we then turn the attentions back to Alvaro Morata? We've been told today that Chelsea are now hot on the tails of Morata. They've made Morata like their priority number one as well, and that they really, really want to bring him to Chelsea. So do Arsenal turn back their attentions to Morata and try and bring him in? Because we definitely need a striker So this one looks like, in typical Arsenal style, it's going to run and run. Don't think you can blame Arsenal in this case. It is down to the player really trying to make up his mind where he's going to go to. Another player linked today, Ricardo Rodriguez. The links have been flying away for a couple of weeks now for this left back who plays for Wolfsburg. Klaus Allofs, who's the boss of Wolfsburg, has apparently come out and admitted that, you know, the player wants to leave. He wants to leave. He hasn't said where his preferred destination is, but a lot of people think that it is Arsenal. He's great friends with Granit Xhaka, as we know. Could Ricardo Rodriguez rock up at Arsenal? Again, this is one that is going to be ongoing. A guy we're going to get to take a closer look at over the Euros. But Ricardo Rodriguez, it looks like he's going to be on his way out. Will he be an Arsenal player? Will Henrik Mkhitaryan be an Arsenal player? Every single day, Mkhitaryan has been linked and linked and linked with Arsenal, amongst others. But Arsenal seems to be, again, one of the favoured destinations. The Dortmund hierarchy moving quickly. They've apparently identified a replacement. His name's called Jurgen Damm, a Mexican player, and they're looking to try and bring him in at the moment, and it suggests that he's the replacement for Mkhitaryan. It seems like Mkhitaryan does want out of Dortmund, and his preferred destination, we're being told, is Arsenal. So could Mkhitaryan end up at Arsenal? The other interesting ones have been Theo Walcott and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. In particular, Theo, lots of outlets over the past couple of days have been linking in with a move to West Ham, particularly with the whole Vardy thing and Vardy coming in. A lot of people have been linking in with a move to West Ham. What I understand is that Arsenal are not that keen to sell Walcott now because of the whole situation with Danny Welbeck. Welbeck, we know, is going to be out for literally a year. So if you sell Theo Walcott, you've got to have a replacement for him. And apparently Arsenal are not that keen on selling Walcott, is what I understood. But there's been loads of links linking Theo and Oxlade-Chamberlain with moves away, and West Ham has been the club that has been spoken about a lot. But it's interesting that David Sullivan is one of the owners of West Ham. His son came out and tweeted, and he said, "I just spoke to Dad, and we're not interested in Theo Walcott and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain." So he's come out and he says that he thinks there is no interest from West Ham in those two players. So looks like, well, they're going to be staying, but definitely not going to be moving to West Ham. Maybe another club might come in for them, but no interest from West Ham, and that is kind of coming from the horse's mouth. And finally, Callum Chambers. Now, Callum Chambers, we know we paid a lot of money for him, £16 million, very good prospect, you know, as a defender, but he can't burst into the Arsenal team at the moment. We're being told that he may be on a move, maybe on a loan move for a season to Watford. Pretty handy that, because Watford's training ground is just right next door to Arsenal's. But yeah, we're being told that Callum Chambers could be moving to Watford on loan, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think Callum Chambers is a good player. He needs game time. I think that's a good suggestion. Get him into a team like Watford, let him play week in, week out, and then let him prove himself, and then bring him back and get him into that Arsenal team. Koscielny is in his 30s. Some of those other defenders are aging. It'd be prime to give him a year of football, then bring him back and let him get into that Arsenal team. So Callum Chambers could be on his way out on loan. Let's just quickly see what you guys had to say yesterday. I was asking the question about Riyad Mahrez. If you think Mahrez would be a good signing, because we've been heavily linked with Mahrez now. Waggy Gaming says, I think Mahrez would definitely be a good signing, but he had only one good season. However, Mkhitaryan is a proven world-class player, and for 25 million, it will be an absolute steal and could definitely bag many goals and also build a great partnership with Mesut Ozil. Finally, if we get Vardy, Mahrez, Mkhitaryan, then a world-class defender like, reading on there, Koulibaly, Rodriguez or Benatia, we definitely have a team that can win the Premier League. Good shout. Slick Willie said it would be a travesty if Leicester lost both of those players. Well, listen, welcome to our world, right? Because it's something that's happened to us over the years. Remember us losing, you know, Fabregas and Nasri, you know, so, you know, it's what happens when, other teams can come in and offer bigger wages. Joe Keaton says, Vardy is staying, and he's laughing there, and he said he's on a plane to France today. That was Joe Keaton, probably a Leicester fan or a fan of another club. Oscar says, I'd take Mahrez any day of the week. And Little Medic says, if we get Vardy, he will be banging in the goals, and we'll need to sing Vardy's on fire, your defence is terrified. Well, at the moment, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Is this going to be another one of these sagas that's going to run and run? Or could we, just out of the blue, get news that Vardy said, yeah, you know what, I'm either staying or I'm going? I think for his sake, and for his sake in the Euros, he needs to let people know before the Euros start, because otherwise I can't see how he's not going to be distracted. But what do you guys think? If the Vardy thing falls through, which is a possibility, what other striker should we move for? If you was in charge, who would you turn your attention to? And I want you to be realistic with this. I know everyone's going to jump in and say Higuain and Aubameyang and people like that. Remember how difficult it is to get these guys. You know, even the biggest clubs right now in Europe, like Real Madrid and clubs like that, are not even talking about Higuains and Aubameyang, because just basically at the moment it's ridiculous money what they want for them, and plus neither team, Napoli or Dortmund, want to sell. So look at other realistic targets and let me know what striker you would turn to if we can't get Jamie Vardy. Thanks for watching the show, and we'll be back here around about the same time tomorrow. Do you want to win £1,000 in cash and 200 million in digital chips? There's a bounty on my head this Thursday. To celebrate Pokerist's 6th birthday, I'm taking part in a ring game of poker. And if you think you're good enough, why not take a seat at my table? I'm offering 200 million in digital chips for the person who knocks me out. Just download the app from the link below and search for Arsenal Fan TV in the lobby to join my table. Get ready to play from 8 PM on Thursday, and 200 million in digital chips could be yours if you can beat me. Stay tuned to my Snapchat and live updates, and check out the tournament terms and conditions. Download the app and tweet me a screenshot of it to Arsenal Fan TV, and you'll be entered into a draw to win £1,000. So, what are you waiting for? See you on Thursday, and don't forget to bring your poker game face.